From Concord University in Athens, West Virginia, this is Mountain Lion News.
Welcome to Mountain Lion News. I'm Ross Klein.
And I'm Julian Patteray.
We start the broadcast with some sad national news as both Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, and rapper DMX both passed away this past Friday. Prince Philip was the husband to Queen Elizabeth II, who is currently still on the throne in Britain. Prince Philip retired from royal duties in August of 2017 and was recently seen looking very ill in pictures that surfaced of him online with him in a car. He was 99 years old. DMX's real name, Earl Simmons, passed away after a week-long battle in the hospital after suffering a heart attack from a suspected drug overdose. DMX was a rugged and grizzled-voiced rapper out of Yonkers, New York, whom, upon singing with Def Jam Records, would release his first studio album, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, to the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100. And along with this album and his follow-up album, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, DMX holds the distinction of being the only hip-hop artist to ever have 2 albums hit the top spot of the Billboard Hot 100 in the same year. Some of his most popular songs include X Gonna Give It To You, Rough Riders Anthem, and Party Up in Here. DMX was 50 years old. Concord Esports are again on the road to win it all this year. Many people thought with rising competition that an undefeated season would be impossible. However, Concord not only have another undefeated season, but again have a perfect 51-0 record for 2 years in a row, being the only team to ever do so. Hopes are high this year as Esports go into the playoffs with hopes to win it all this year. Concord Gray has also started to pick it up this year with a positive regular season record and their first go at a playoff run chance. Wish them luck as they go into their first playoff week next week, taking on some of the toughest teams they have faced yet.
So today we are joined by Hannah Gates. So Hannah, tell me a little bit about the Little Women Project happening on campus and how does it go along with your capstone?
So I'm a theater student. And the Little Women Project is celebrating the book written by Louisa May Alcott and Louisa May Alcott herself. So we've had a bunch of different stuff going on throughout the semester in the theater and in other departments throughout the school. The education department's involved. We're trying to get this out into the schools with lesson plans about her and her life. And it basically talks about what she did for writing and for her country because she served as a nurse, and it basically talks about how she is still relevant today.
Okay. Who was Louisa May Alcott?
So Louisa May Alcott was an American author. A lot of her real life experiences influenced what happened in Little Women and in her other work as well. Her family was odd. Her family, a lot of the stuff they believed in back then was very forward-thinking for the time, which they held a lot of the same values that we have today. So she served as a nurse in the Civil War. Her family helped the Underground Railroad. She did a lot for her country, and she was a very influential figure at the time.
Okay. What has been your favorite part of learning about her?
Probably anyone can be anything they want to do as long as they put their mind to it. Because in that time, a women writer was pretty much unheard of, and she definitely paved the way for a lot of others to come after her. So.
Okay. What is it like performing Little Women and researching Louisa at the same time? Did it change how you saw the story of Little Women?
It did. In Little Women, I actually played the main character of Jo, who was based off Louisa. And considering so many things in Louisa's life actually happened in the book, it did change how I saw it, and I think it helped me understand her better. So.
How does it feel knowing that this is your final project at Concord?
Sad.
Oh.
Sad, also very proud. I'm very proud to get to work with all the great people in the theater that I've gotten to collaborate on with this. The Little Women cast, Miss Ferranch, who has been with me through this and been very supportive and very helpful. Very proud. Very, very thankful that I'm able to do this as my final project.
Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you.
Now we send it back to the big man at the desk, Ross Klein.
Thank you, Julian, and a very special thank you to Hannah Gates for showing up today. And now for all things sports on the Campus Beautiful, we return to our Mountain Lion News sports correspondent, Riley Griffith.
Welcome to sports here on MLN. I'm Riley Griffith, and we start today off with some sad news that Concord football has canceled its remaining spring football season. COVID-19 hit the Concord football program, and the athletic department released this statement saying, quote, "Due to COVID-19 protocols at Concord University, Concord's final 2 scheduled contests for the spring 2021 season have been canceled. The virus ultimately dictated that we could not move forward. We are very hopeful that by the fall, we can return to a level of normalcy." Concord football will finish 1-0 with their win over West Virginia Wesleyan earlier in the spring. Some better news now. Over the weekend, Concord University track and field had another great showing as senior Jason Weitzel and junior Isaac Prather ran provisional qualifying times in the 5K at Lee University in Tennessee, with Weitzel coming in at a 14:12 and Prather running in a time of 14:19 for 2 top 10 showings for them. Some of the standouts from the group that went to the Jasmine Claggett Invitational at West Virginia Wesleyan include Concord sweeping the top 3 of the 3,000-meter steeplechase with Samuel Haynes, Andrew Barbera, and Kayla Patcher. And on the women's side, Emily Wallace won the 800-meter run, and Hannah Altizer had a win in the 1,500-meter run. Concord baseball lost their series to Frostburg State last week, but rebounded with a 16-10 win over Salem University. The Mount Lions start their series this week against West Virginia State, then followed by a solo game against UVA Wise, then rounding out the week with a 3-game series against West Virginia Wesleyan. Softball this week got swept by West Virginia State, split against Glenville State, swept Wheeling in their series, and then got swept by West Liberty over the weekend. Softball begins their series against Frostburg State this week, and then follows up with Fairmont State later this week. That's it for sports here for MLN. I'm Riley Griffith, and we'll send it back to Ross and Julian at the desk.
Calling all spring 2021 graduates, you are formally invited to the senior dinner in honor of your upcoming achievement. The senior dinner is scheduled for Thursday, April 29th at 6 p.m. in Concord Student Center Ballroom. Seniors
who are graduating require no cover fee. Yes, that means free food. 2 guests are welcome per graduate, but they do have a $25 ticket fee to enter. To ensure you get your free entry, please RSVP by April 15th by the email sent to your student email on behalf of Sarah Turner. Attendees of the dinner may also pick up their cap and gowns at the end of the banquet. Prizes will also be given at the dinner, so what are you waiting for? RSVP now and we will see you there. Well, that's all the time we have for this week's MLN. For Riley Griffith and the rest of our crew, I am Julian Patteray.
And I'm Ross Klein. Stay safe out there, West Virginia, and we will see you back here in 2 weeks for our final broadcast of this spring semester.